So check this out. A buddy of mine, he's online. You guys may have seen him before just because he has like 10 million followers online. He goes by the real Brad Lee. He's a buddy of mine, a business partner of mine. He's very, very smart. And he says, Nick, a man's never going to outperform his own self-belief. So if a person has bad belief in themselves, how do they change their belief system? He's like, they have to get new information. It's like, well, what does that mean? He said, well, I used to think fire wasn't hot. So I stuck my hand in it and I got new information. Right? So how do you get new information about yourself when it comes to your own self-belief? Do new things. So at the end of the day, you all woke up today. What's the alternative? So are you grateful? Yes, sir. Every day's a gift. But he said there's two versions of a new day. A new day is you opened your eyes, but you technically could live an old day by doing the same thing you did yesterday. He's like, the greatest gift you can get is a new day, which means you're doing something you've never done before. So when you look back every year on December 31st, if you look back at the other 364 days out of the year, how many new days did you have? Right? So all of you will go on to the next grade next year. That's one new day. And you'll have a last day of the current grade. That's a second new day. Those are given. But how many other new days are going to happen? You only do something new if you've never done it before, which means there's a lot of challenge there. There's a lot of unknown there. There's a lot of risk there. Right? It's not safe and it's definitely not comfortable. Does that make sense? Guys, the most powerful tool you have is up here. It took me in my 30s to figure that out. And as much fun as it was beating people with this is what makes it fun. This is what makes the game. Okay? When you see it at the highest level, they're measuring everything. And everything matters. Even to like how many grams of food they're putting in their body at what time of day. You feel me? So as a parent, I think there's two things that decide that I can measure if I'm a good dad or not. If my kids know and love Jesus Christ, and if they know how to make decisions and choices that are in line with their dreams. All right? So my son's pretty ambitious. He's like, Dad, I'm going to play center field at Yankee Stadium. All right? I'm like, dude, I played for a long time. I know zero people. I know a lot of people. I know zero that played center field at Yankee Stadium. So what does that mean? That means everybody that I know, their choices led them not to center field at Yankee Stadium. So if I made the same choices they make, where am I going to be? Is it going to be Yankee Stadium? So again, you got to have targets and things that you can measure. All right? So let me ask you, what is personally not as a teammate, as a player, what are your goals for the season, offensively and defensively? I don't even know what position you play. What position you play? Left field. Awesome. So how do you measure your statistics if it's a good season or not?
Batting average and just no errors in the outfield.
No errors. So, and then what is your goal of playing this sport? Are you trying to get to the next level? You just, looking to learn life skills to go to be used in the workforce when you get out of here? You want to play college baseball? What do you want to do next?
Next level and life lessons.
Next level and life lessons. So the people that I'm around that seem to be the most successful are the best at making choices consistently. So Coach Michael Burt is a buddy of mine, and he's an unbelievable strategist. And he said something from a stage that changed my life. He said, Nick, Olympic athletes don't eat Cheez-Its. Think about how simple that is, but what that means. They're that disciplined. That's it. How does you choosing to eat a goldfish, how does that get you closer to your goal? Huh?
Yeah, right.
And dude, did you guys know that you make on average like 35 to 40,000 decisions a day, but you're only aware of like 30% of those? So the rest of your life is on autopilot. I think I asked some of you guys this last year. When you put your pants on every day, are you right leg first or left leg first? Why? Because you're right-handed. But again, what does that have to do with your feet? Right? So, but do you think about it? Are you like, all right, right leg first every single time, or is it just something that just happens? It just happens. How many other things just happen that aren't in your best interest? And guys, the reason this is important is because you have a common goal together, right? So when you see a dude that could be great and you watch him putting the worst thing he could put in his body before a game, is that going to help him play better? So if you're not even going to be accountable to yourself, can they trust you? Like, as silly as it sounds, guys, if you want to eat Cheez-Its, go for it. I don't eat Cheez-Its. All right, I don't eat goldfish. However, every once in a while, I like to reward myself, but I build those things in. I earned it, right? And it's not setting me back from something. It's a reward. Kind of like when you see the guys and they just won the Super Bowl and they're going out for a night out. That's obviously not going to help them be a better athlete later, but they earned that night. And guess what happens the next day? That behavior stops and they're back into the good stuff, right? That makes them better. I can promise you, 2 out of 3 of you guys I'm going to leave today and you're like, that guy was foolish. Okay? Look, what I do for a living is I break down the playbook of top performers so other people can have success too. I used to think I was the exception to the rule too, and I'm not. To be elite at anything, everybody is freaking awesome, right? And they make better decisions than you. They made better decisions than me. And the moment I started making better decisions and better choices, then all of a sudden I could compete and play at their level. It just is what it is. That's why life's hard. Being poor is hard. Being rich is hard. Pick one. Winning a championship is hard. Losing a championship is hard. Pick one. And you got to go all in on it. But everybody here is dependent on each other. And that's where the accountability comes in. But, what's your name? What is it?
Talon.
Oh, man. Give me Talon. That's cool. Talon. So I remember you from last year because he's got the hair. We got the same color hair. We stand out. Like, dude, you see guys making decisions that aren't going to help you, right? Do you have a relationship with them to be able to say, hey, man, check this out? Did you think about doing it this way? Did you know, I got some notes for you guys. I don't know if they're, can they use ChatGPT? I know it's frowned upon on a lot of stuff with school. But they all use it probably, don't they? No. Well, check this out. I asked ChatGPT. What do championship teams and leadership have in common? All right, and here's what it said. So first of all, what championship teams, regardless of the sport or industry, share 3 key traits: elite culture and leadership. All right, resilience and adaptability, and unmatched work ethic and preparation. All right, now, great leadership in baseball, whether from a coach, manager, or team captain, boils down to 3 traits: accountability and high standards, okay, emotional intelligence and communication. 0 problems in the history of mankind. Do we look back in the history books and say, dude, that problem happened because everybody communicated too well? It's always a breakdown in communication. That's the only way to manage expectations, all right? And number 3, adaptability and strategic thinking. All right? So what was in common? Culture and accountability. Culture and accountability are what leadership and championship teams have in common. So if this is a championship team, you'll have culture and you'll have accountability. What is everybody accountable to? Themselves. But as a team, what are you accountable to? Do what? So one of the hardest things at the college level is when one of your best players is ineligible because they couldn't get it done in the classroom. Sucks, man. Lets everybody down. Right? So, as a teammate that watched a guy make poor choices and he couldn't help me on the baseball field, what could I have done to hold him accountable? I should have been banging on his dorm room door every morning, waking his butt up, shouldn't I? See what I'm saying? That's not my job, is it? I'm not his babysitter. But I could have did it, and I didn't. Would it have helped him? Maybe. Without saying anything, I want you to think about it for a minute. Who on this squad right here could do more, be more? And what are you going to do about it? The biggest lesson I ever learned was from a guy named Jimmy Hurst, and he actually passed away this past summer through a brain aneurysm. He was 6 foot. He was Aaron Judge size. He had over 300 minor league home runs. He had a short stint in the big leagues, played in Japan. And he was larger than life. And I'll never forget it. It was my first full season, and we were playing in Quebec. And they brought a dude in that threw from like down here. And so I'm in the dugout and like, oh, dang, you know. I don't hit those guys good, everything else. He literally picked me up by my shirt and pinned me up. I mean, I'm like 10 feet off the ground at this point. And he was like, Hyder. He said a whole bunch of words I won't say in here today. But basically, he called me a coward, and he said, you've already lost, right? And he said, if that was my mindset, then just go sit down so coach could put somebody else on the lineup card. Changed my life. Changed my life. He was right. I was already beat before I ever walked out there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, you're never going to outperform your own self-image.